I'm gonna butterfly that pork tenderloin, and then there's that ham I cooked the other night, if you remember. So I thinly sliced it. Red onions, Swiss cheese, dill pickle dip, and mushrooms. I'm gonna butterfly and flatten that, and then I'm gonna stuff it, roll it, season it, and smoke it. So to stuff my pork, I'm just going to saute these mushrooms just a little bit. I use probably like a tablespoon of my garlic confit oil, which is on my YouTube page. Check it out. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Hit the bell. I'm going to stuff these in my pork, wrap it up. I am going to trim this pork tenderloin, butterfly it, hammer it down a little bit, and then I am going to put on some Pickle Vixen dilly dip as my cream cheese base. I roasted this ham. I sliced it thin. You can use any ham. Even if you get store-bought ham, it's totally fine. I've used it before. Do some red onions, some sauteed mushrooms. I sauteed these mushrooms in my garlic confit oil, which is on my page. Go check it out. It's on my YouTube page. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell. Also, go on over to Instagram at MacDogMac and check it out, because I don't post everything on YouTube and vice versa. Then I'm going to put some Swiss cheese in it. I'm going to season it up with some pork seasoning. I am going to tie it with butcher twine, and I'm going to get it in the grill. So I always keep a napkin or a bowl or a dish beside me just for the trimmings, just to get them out of the way. You can leave them on the front of the cutting board, but I always like to get them off of my workspace. Then nothing gets in the way. I just trim off the excess fat and the silver skin. I know fat adds flavor, but I think with the dill pickle, the mushrooms, the ham, the seasoning, the Swiss, the onions, I think I got enough flavor in there. Okay, let's get in here. This is your silver skin. It's really easy to take off. You don't have to, but then you're gonna get that really tough bite. I usually trim it back pretty good. I do lose some meat, but I like getting it off of there. Okay. Didn't lose too much. You can do so much with pork tenderloin. It's so versatile. I trim this just a tiny bit. That was a nice little cut there. There we go. So I am going to slice her right down the middle. Try not to go through the back. Do a little bit, and then once you flip it, you can cut it more. You do need a sharp knife for this. Any kind of knife will do, as long as you know how to work it. See, and I didn't quite go all the way through, which is great, because I'd rather just take my knife and just trim up just a little bit, making sure I'm not going through the back, keeping it nice and clean and straight. I left it pretty thick here. This is a really sharp knife, by the way. This is a 2-0 knife. They always have specials on. I do some work with them. So I'm gonna go back here and feel how far I still have to go, and I'm still pretty far at some of it. Like especially here, I'm gonna go through a bit more. You really want to try and make it even so that I hope I don't cut right through. You really want to try and make it even so that it cooks evenly, and so you have lots to stuff to wrap with, because you're gonna flatten this, and then you're gonna stuff it with all that yummy goodness. See, it's coming pretty flat. Just take your time doing it, and then you're not gonna cut through. If you like my tutorials, shoot me a message and let me know, because I'll do more. There, I think that's about it. I'm gonna get a piece of plastic wrap so that I can hammer her down. Give her feels through the back. Yep, she's really good. I didn't even cut through anywhere. Super happy with this. There we go. I have a piece of plastic wrap. Gonna cover that up so that it doesn't splatter anywhere, really. And then you're just gonna hammer this. I'm gonna do the next part on slow-mo so that I don't wreck your ears. So when you're hammering, you want to make sure that you're doing it evenly, because it's really easy to go through the meat. Like if I hit here again, that's probably going to go right through my meat, and I don't want that. I'm still trying to keep that nice and level surface so that it'll cook and wrap way better. I think this is about done. I think I'm pretty happy with this as a wrap. I'm going to go a little bit spicy here, and I'm going to use some of Underwood Ranch's Carolina Gold as my base. That's going to allow my seasoning to stick to my pork. Just a bit on each side, of course. There's our other side. That's what it looks like once you smash it down and cut it. So just a little bit, just to get some flavor, some binder. You can use anything as a binder. You can use oil or mustard, mayonnaise, whatever you like, whatever your flavor profile is. You don't have to use anything. I like to use my garlic and confit oil as well. That's an excellent binder, but I am totally addicted to this Carolina Gold. It is really good. If you've never tried stuffed pork tenderloin, oh, it's a must. It's so, you can put anything in it. You can wrap anything you like in it. I'm going to line my 4 strings up so that I don't have to do it after. It just makes the process a lot easier. I'll probably still have to move them around a little bit to where I want them, but it's a lot easier to move them than lift up the stuffed pork and put them in it. There we go. Might not even need 4, but better to have them there than not. Yeah, I'll definitely use 4. Now I'm going to put on the Pickle Vixens Super Awesome Dilly Dip. It is to die for. It's a Canadian product. It's out of Ontario. Oh, and it is so, so good. Get that moving around. The spoon's obviously working. Look at the chunks of dill pickle in there. There we go. That should be about good. Hoping not to lose too much from the heat once it's cooking, but we'll see how it goes. And then ham. I roasted this ham. You can use any ham. You can use store-bought ham. Just sandwich meat, whatever you have in the house. That's the nice thing about stuffing pork. It's just so versatile. I think that's about enough. Okay, now my ham is done. We're gonna go for the mushrooms. Like I said, these were just sauteed in my garlic confit oil, which is amazing. So easy to make, and I use it on everything. I put it in my potatoes. I use it on everything. Anything I saute it with that. I usually rub my meat down with it. It's really good. Go and check it out. You'll be addicted, trust me. And the garlic cloves, I put them in salad. I put them in potatoes. I put them in everything. There we go. Now I'm going to do my red onions. I didn't saute these. For some reason, I am not a big fan of cooking onions and mushrooms together. I just don't like the flavor. There we go. I'm going to give that a little push down. And then I'm going to add my cheese, and then we're ready to wrap her up. Swiss cheese is always fun to cook with. It's got that good melting point, and there. So that's 8 little slices of Swiss cheese. Now the fun begins. This is the tricky part. So roll her over, and as you're rolling her over, you want to tuck that in a bit, and you're going to go right down and tuck it at the same time. Your end piece is so small, so it's going to be a little harder. Like the cheese right now is wanting to come out. But everything else is coming good except for that piece that I knew would give me a problem. But that's okay. He's getting wrapped up. I'm not fighting him. There, that is beautiful. It wrapped really, really nice. And now I used to do fancy tie. Now I just tie it. Just tie it in a knot, and then I'll trim the strings after. And I'm squeezing it really tight to get it right closed. That way my chances of losing, like if you look here, I'm kind of losing some dip, so I'm definitely gonna wrap that again, but that's because my gorgeous little piece that's giving me such a hard time, but I'll kind of force him in there, and we'll be fine, because I'm gonna cook it this way. so that the cut is up rather than the cut being down, risking a chance of losing stuff. It's a lot easier to lift it now that it's partially tied up. If there's anything that you want me to cook that isn't on my page, I love trying something new, and I would love to cook whatever you would like me to cook. So just drop me a line below and let me know, or go over to my Instagram, MacDogMac, and let me know what you would like me to cook. So I'm gonna heat my grill up to 225. I'm gonna cook this on my Louisiana grill, pellet grill. You can do this in any grill you have. You can do this in the oven, absolutely no problem. Now I'm just gonna cut off these extra little bits. There we are. There is our super awesome dill pork tenderloin wrapped, scrumptious, delicious, ready for the grill. There she is. Big Bertha going to work. Let's do a check. I had to put her onto a pan because I didn't want that cheese in case it melted all through my grill. We're a long ways away. Yeah, only at 93. Look at her. She's coming pretty nice. Just gonna get some sauce on here. Get her looking all pretty. She's all sauced up. Ready to set.